Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, P Farm, thinking right out here in the lab, in the book, doing what I do for you. We got a nice little chapter coming up for you, so let's get busy. I'm ready. Rightisms, 25 rules to live by. Storytelling, story with a message. There's a message in the story for life. I give you life lessons. You tune in to receive them. I appreciate you. We got a good thing going. Let's do what we do. Right thinking mission, yeah, I'm on it, is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinking's way of life through mental and spiritual discipline, practice daily, will help and guide you to obtain your goal of reaching spiritual enlightenment, aka, know thyself. My mission is that all right thinkers know thyself. If you're a right thinker, your goal is to know thyself. See where we're going with this? So I asked the question. Let's get there together. Do you know you? You will when I'm through. It's rhetorical, but if you don't have an answer for yourself, tune in. I can help you with that. That's what I do. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not. It's simple, but you can teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. I appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believe and think that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm the spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. Person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself. And to my yacht, be true. Speaking of my yacht, my girl, we about to do the scales. And guess what, right thinkers? You see what she's standing on? The title is Right Thinkers, Let's Talk About Keeping the Balance. That's the title of this next lesson. Okay? And what does that mean? There you go. When I'm getting done, you should understand what keeping the balance in your daily life means. Let's go. Keeping the balance on the path of enlightenment. What does that mean? It says, neither let prosperity put out the eye of circumspection, nor abundance cut off your hands of frugality. That means don't get a whole bunch and all of a sudden waste not, want not. Why? Because they that too much indulge in the superfluities of life, what? Shall live to lament the want of its necessaries. Meaning you going to wish you had it when you wasted it. You wish you hadn't. That's all. And a lot of people do it. Why? Because you got a whole bunch of them. You figure, what? Then, be smart. Always balanced. Again, that's the difference in balance. And if you got a whole bunch, you should use it moderately, and you will continue to have a whole bunch. If you waste not and want it, you'll be regretting it because you're going to wish you had it, because it's going to be time when you're going to need it and don't have it. It's better to have it and don't need it than to need it and don't have it. That's balance. So you see what? That prosperity elate not thine heart above measure. Don't get because everything, but when you go up, you can come down. So don't get all high and mighty and pious or conceited and vain. Neither adversity or depress thine mind unto what? The depths. Don't get too far down when things ain't going your way. Don't get too high in price when it's going your way. Balance. Again, that's the difference. I'm trying to break that down to you. Hope you understand it. Why? Because fortune beareth hard against you. And sometimes things ain't going your way. Sometimes you get the dog, sometimes the dog gets you. Moving on, that's life. But their smiles are not stable. Fake friends, watch out for them. Therefore, build not thy confidence upon them. Don't rely on them. Can't do it. Why? Because their frowns endure not forever, but therefore let hope teach you patience. Wait on the Lord, not on man. That's concept. And that's an ancient Egyptian proverb. That ain't from the Bible. No, that's old. That's real old. Okay. Now let's talk about this thing. I just read the proverb. And the proverb above suggests equanimity, balance. You see me doing this every day. You got two hemispheres of your brain. You should use them at all times. Pro, con, good, bad. You should be able to weigh out everything that you do should be weighed out through your balance and understanding before you act on anything. Your decision making should be based on pros and cons. What's the good about this? What's not good about that? But that should be done at an expeditious rate because you should have gotten better at it at this point in your life. And when you practice that daily, that's the whole goal, to get good at it. And as they say, the proverb suggests equanimity. That means thinking with both sides of your brain. I'm going to break that down for you right quick. But equanimity is one of the most important qualities. That's why I wanted to break it down for you, because if you're not using both sides of your hemisphere, you're doing your own self injustice. Why? You need to use them both. They're made for that purpose. Not to use one more than the other. Balance. Balance. There we go. That's my whole point. You see where we're going with this? Okay? And moving on. What happens? These are the most important qualities as right thinkers that a spiritual aspirant must what? Develop. You must develop this for yourself in order to practice righteous and virtuous living daily. Again, that's the other caveat. Daily. Righteous and virtuous living requires what? Inner strength of will. Why? Because life is constantly tempting the mind and the body. You got thoughts, you got pleasures of the flesh. Those things are always there. And if you're not up on your game, but you got to put the ego in service mode, not let it control you, because then you start giving into these things out here that's not really good for you. But with lack of spiritual discipline and inner control, you'll fall victim. They call it the devil. No, it's yourself. But watch this. Now, it tells you, if you will become life, if it's constantly tempting, life is always tempting you. They told you Jesus was, yeah. But that's an everyday thing. Watch this. And your mind and body have to become in sync with one towards what? The pleasures of the senses and toward egoistic desires. If all you want to do is zoom, zoom, and boom, boom, that's egoistic. Why? It's selfish. That's all pleasures for you, and it's only going to satisfy the flesh of you. And the other person you probably give or whatever. But it's all selfish. And when the mind is constantly agitated, worrying about when next time I'm gonna do this, when next time we're gonna get that, and you're swinging back and forth, now becoming elated when you get it, and exuberant in the prosperous conditions, and then when you don't, you're angry, you're agitated, doing what you call it adversity, and the mental energy that you give is drained and dispersed. It becomes what? Hard to concentrate. You can't think, you can't focus. Hard to act with what? Clarity. You got anger, you got all stuff going on. You can't really think clear. And you can't act with clarity to what? To distinguish between what? What's right and what's wrong. And now it becomes more difficult to fulfill the duties of everyday life. Your life is constant drama. Your life is fetid full. You just it ain't nothing going right. And you worried about somebody else. No, you got to bring the balance back into your life. And this is why in the Egyptian book of Coming Forth by Day, what? You, the initiate, is constantly saying what? That he or she kept the balance. Not too much this way, not too much right there, right down the groove. Right down the center, whatever. Okay, that's what balance is. And what happens? And it is worthy to enter into what? The divine realms. Righteous and virtuous actions will be rewarded. Undo the mental agitation. Think right. Act right. Do right. And is the source of what? Anger, thoughts, wherein people say and do things what? That they would not otherwise do or get caught up in a pattern wherein they are easily provoked when life ain't good for you. Things ain't really going your way. It don't take much to piss you off, to provoke you, so to speak. But by others who can automatically push your buttons. A loved one, a relationship friend. Everybody know how to get your goat, so to speak. When you get past that, you grow past that, they'll recognize that and they know they can't do that. But which can anger them. When your mind is in control and always aware of the thoughts wherein as well as the world outside, it is now impossible for this mind to fall prey to the provocations of others or, despair or fear. Fear, false evidence appearing real. I have no fear of nothing, but the whole concept is fear is making something bigger than what it is. That's all. Deal with it for what it is and move on. Head on. And this is the idea of what? Equanimity. That is to be reached. How? You ready? By living a righteous and virtuous life through what? The daily study and the practice of the teachings that you study of the mystical spirituality we call Maya philosophy. I call it right thinking philosophy. Same thing. You see where we're going with this? Excuse me. Oh man, excuse me. Get out of there. Alright, excuse me. Ancient proverb. Ancient Egyptian proverb. Listen to this. And this is profound. No one reaches the benefit west unless their heart is righteous, to be found lighter than the feather of Maya. The unrighteous get eaten by Amet. They knew that. They lived so that when that day came for Judgment Day, they would be in position to say all the things that they have not done. Why? Because they lived according to Maya philosophy. And what's this? No one reaches the benefit west unless their heart is righteous by doing and living Maya. Beautiful. There is no distinction. Here we go. This is the beauty part right here. There is no distinction made between the inferior and the superior person. It's all based on your deeds. Don't care about your title, your position means absolutely nothing. It only matters, there you go, that one is found what? Faultless. What you mean? When the balances and the two weights stand before the Lord of eternity, remember, when God sentenced you, it's forever. So if he send you that way, bye-bye, forever. You pass, you come to him, that's forever also. So it's a 50-50 shot. Moving on. And no one is free from the reckoning. Everyone will be judged by their deeds on earth, so to speak. And Thoth, a.k.a. Tahuti, in the baboon form, he holds the balances, being top of the scale, that's him, and to count each one, what? According to what they have done upon earth. Meaning what you did while you was here. And that's what you're going to be judged by. And who's the judge? You. Who knows you better? Your heart. It speaks for you. Okay? That's the concept. That's the lesson we keep in balance. I got another quick one. I got a little time. Oh, this is fun. All right? I'm loving this. Now, right thinkers, let's talk about seek purity of heart. How? Through an attitude of selfless service. My favorite. This is what you do when you service the Lord. This is the concept. Always keep in mind that you are performing actions, I read, with what? The grace of God. I'm God conscious. That's what they say right there. No matter what actions you perform. I wasn't God conscious, or I wouldn't have did the things that I did. Big difference. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. And the sooner you get that, the less things you do to put you in a bad predicament in life. That's my whole point for young people. God, listen, if you don't know who you are, God is acting through you to uphold the order of the universe. We're part of this whole thing. You are the instrument of who? The divine. They ain't say God using you. No, you are the instrument of the divine by which what? He or she performs their individual actions. So therefore, as you consciously attune and correct yourself in living by Mayat or right thinking philosophy, now you are assisting in the support of what? Positive evolution of what? The universe, meaning humanity. I'm doing this for somebody, anybody, don't make a difference, but I'm doing it and it's there for them. Moving on. Always keep in mind what? That as an aspirant, human being, trying to find thyself, your soul, aka God, is your conscious mind, is leading you to certain experiences that are what? Needed. Why? For your mental growth. See? This part about you need to come to this part. This part is given. This part you got to work on. That's you. That's your part. Regardless of your situation, don't make a difference. Be it adverse or prosperous. Again, no difference. Situations. Remember that what? Your only personal soul goal is to purify your heart. Why? So that as to come into what? Balance with the cosmic order, aka God, of the supreme being, again God, by using the Mayat philosophy, you will realize that many situations which ordinary people in the masses consider to be adversities, accidents, misfortunes, losses, etc., are what? Are in reality just opportunities for you to practice what? Your understanding of the teachings of Maya and able to control what? Your ego personality. When you have control over you, nobody can lead you astray. Nobody can coerce you. Nobody can control, manipulate you. That's a beautiful place to be. That's where I am. Can you say that? My goal is to get you to say, yeah, in the affirmative. That's why I do what I do, for you to be able to do just that. I got some more for you. I ain't done yet. Now, in life, when you live in this philosophy, whatever situation is that presents itself to you, Christians call it whatever they call it. I call it maintaining your cool. But remember that the divine intent behind it and offer your actions in response to it as in what? Obligation or as a presentation that's made to the divine as an act of worship. I fellowship with Christians because they do what that just said. Show the act of worship and how they live and what they do. So I will fellowship with them and show the act of worship along with them. I ain't got a problem with that. That's the difference, okay? I'm spiritual. I'm versatile. And each time that you remember the divine throughout, what? This is beautiful. Throughout your normal course of the day, I'm God conscious. Why? Because it's like taking a trip to the temple or a holy site. Church. I don't just go to church on Sunday. I'm in church every day. Like my man Eddie Griffin. I'm walking with God right now. Yeah, God is in you. The temple not made with human hands is between your head. Okay, your two temples up here. And watch this. It's like visiting in holy site. Why? Because when you offer your actions from spiritually disciplined to the divine and accept no egoistic credit. My pastor, this brother is the humblest brother I know. He ain't ever going to take credit for the work and the things that he do. He give it to God. I don't have a problem with that, okay? But that's what this is saying. You have to do it for divine work and have take no egoistic credit for yourself. He always say, give it all to God. We owe it all to you. Whatever the phrase he used. But I understand what he's saying. But watch this. Now, take no egoistic credit for what? For your actions. I give a selfless service. That's an act that I'm doing and ain't expecting nothing in return. I appreciate the views and the likes, but no. But it is even a higher form of worship of the divine. When you act, do, and be in righteousness, you got to be respected by those who see it, and you're going to be blessed by those who recognize it, and that's your higher self. And when you inwardly take inwardly take the attitude, that's what it's all about. That it is in reality the divine self who is acting through you and not you. Ding, 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 ding. Right there. He's Christian, he's religious, but he got that concept fully under control and understood. How about that? So it don't make a difference what you practice. When you have understanding, you good to go. And watch this. When you know you acting, God acting through you, this is the highest form of worship of the divine. I told you, a lot of us start out down here. Ain't many of us up here. Now, how you get there, is your choice. I got there, so I can tell you what I did it. If anybody ain't there, don't listen to a damn thing. They don't know. Moving on, sorry. But if you were able to reach and maintain this form of awareness within yourself, oh, you'd be a bad man. Continuously, not every now and then, not when no. Continuously, what happened? You would have achieved spiritual realization in a very short time. Why? Most people takes a few lifetimes. That's why. And you would know thyself. And that's the goal for the humans as we hear. I got one more to go. All things are in reality a manifestation of the divine, just by individual people who proven themselves to be who they need to be or they think they want to be. Your choice. He give you this body to make a choice. The spirit is his. The body is yours, and it's gonna die. So you gotta make a decision before the body run out. The spirit don't give a shit. Excuse me, he don't care. Why? It's gonna be here. Either it's gonna be here, go again, or go home. It don't care. Moving on. And just as the candles, light and heat are one and the same, the manifestation universe, conscious ocean we call it, and the divine self are what? Are one and the same. Again, therefore, the idea that there are individuals acting independently as various people with different names and illusions backed up by what? Mental ignorance. You must continue to assert this truth at all times, aka know thyself. Why? In order to combat that what? Ignorance, and thereby you purify your heart for when it's going to be needed at Judgment Day to be light as Maya's feather. That's the lesson. Hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed giving it to you, but I'm gonna stop right there. I got some more seeking, purifying the heart concepts. But in closing, right now, right thinkers, may you all live to be 100. Me, 100 minus a day. So I never know that my right thinkers have passed away. But remember, my followers, we don't die, we multiply.